Hi students, this is Mrs. Munoz, and we are going to learn about reputable websites or sites that you can use that are safe and that are good to use for when you are researching for things. So let's jump in. Here are our learning targets and our success criteria for today. Let me move my camera down there so it doesn't block any words. Oops. I accidentally changed screens. I didn't intend to. All right, let's look through our learning targets and our success criteria for today. I can search for information that I need on the internet safely. I can seek, find, and use reputable websites. I can cite information from these reputable websites. I will watch each video 3 times following the protocol to take notes. I will practice searching for information that I need from the internet in a safe way. I will practice searching and finding reputable websites. And I will show my learning and mastery on the reputable websites quiz. All right, so think about all of those things. Think about our 4, 3, 2, 1 rubric. Self-assess and think about where you're going to land on this, where you are now, where you want to be. And here's our rubric. Get a number in your head kind of where you are now. I would guess that most of you are somewhere around a 2. That's most of the time where my students start out, and they move from a 2 to a 3 to possibly even a 4. But you might feel like you've already mastered this. Or you might feel like, I have no idea what you're even talking about, Mrs. Munoz. So get that number in your head. Thinking about your learning helps you remember what you learn. So does self-assessment. All right, so let's jump in. When you're using the internet, you want to get your parents' permission. The internet is just like going outside. At first, you don't go out without your parents. For a long time, you will never go out without your parents. From the time you are born until probably you're a teenager or something like that, you're not going to go places without your parents. So the internet's a lot like that too. For a while, you're not going to use the internet without your parents' permission, without your parents knowing exactly what you're doing and where you're going. This is important because the internet is public. Everybody has access to it. It's something to enjoy, but we need to be safe and careful when we're using it. A lot like crossing the street. For a long time you also, and I'm sure sometimes you still do, hold hands when you're crossing a busy street with your parents. And so that's why we use the internet with your parents' permission. And for a while you probably will only use it with your parents helping you and being involved. So that is something to keep in mind as we continue on with our lessons about reputable websites, that your parents should be helping you with this as well. So the first thing that we want to talk about is what's real and what is altered. The word altered means that it's changed, it's different. So real means that it's not photoshopped, it's not changed. For altered, it means it's made to look different, either meaning worse or better. And it's normally for someone's benefit. So in this case, this is the actual burger that you would be getting, but this is the burger that McDonald's shows you in their advertisements. And it's made to look better so that McDonald's benefits from your business. Okay? So that's the difference between real and altered. So that's something to keep in mind when you're searching, because you want to find real information, true information, when you are searching for things. So some search engines that you might look for that for general information are Google, Bing, and Yahoo. They're pretty reputable, pretty safe, but you still have to be careful about what you type in. And we'll get to that here pretty soon as well. We're talking about keywords there. If you're looking for specific information, it's better to go to websites that you already know and trust. So for a lot of our research for our classes, it'll be National Geographic Kids, Time for Kids, and any others that you can think of that would provide more specific information. Sometimes I even provide you specific websites that you can use for your research. And I do that because I know that those sites are going to give you exactly what you need, and they are also safe. Something else to keep in mind too is when you are searching on a general search engine is to include the words for kids when you are searching for information, and that can help you stay safe and stay on appropriate sites, not go to sites that are dangerous or exposing you to things that aren't for kids. Here are some keywords, some more information about keywords. Let me move my camera again here. Keywords are the words that you use to search for something. So you need to use specific words or phrases, not a whole sentence when you're searching for things. Be careful to use words that lead you to what you're looking for and not dangerous or inappropriate sites. So again, this is where you would type in for kids when you're looking for something. So it might be if you're needing to do a country report or something like that, you might type in country report for kids or something like that. And this is kind of what it looks like when you search. So I used Google here, and I just took a snipping tool screenshot. And this is where your keywords would go when you're searching for something. An important thing to keep in mind is to keep your private information private and don't type it into a search engine. We'll learn more about that in another lesson called security, but it's a good reminder here as well. The URL. All right, so some things to keep in mind too with URLs is if you're looking for a reputable website, these URLs or the endings of the website's searches are good ways to know that those are reputable. So ones that end in .org are obviously probably going to be more reputable than necessarily .com, because these are not-for-profit organizations. They might have an agenda, but they're not necessarily trying to make money, whereas a .com is trying to make money. .net is an internet service provider. .edu will definitely probably be more reputable because it is an education institution. So it would be a college, maybe even a school or school district. .gov is a federal government site. And these two are probably going to be your most reliable sources for looking for reputable websites. il.usa means that it's a state government site. This may also be public schools like our school or community colleges, but we are actually .org. And then UK means that it's from the United Kingdom. So it might be from another country, but it's also a government site from the United Kingdom. So that might be reputable as well. But these are some ways for you to think about how reputable or reliable these sites are. And I got this chart from this URL site. All right, so moving on here. Why should we use reputable websites? Well, reputable means reputation. It means that they can be trusted. They have a good reputation. People respect them. And we want to use sites that have a good reputation. For one thing, you want to use them because you want to get correct information. Even if you get correct information from a not reputable website, people may not believe it because of where you found it. If the site can be easily changed or does not have a good privacy policy, it's not trustworthy or reputable. So I think on the next slide, I will show you some examples of what might be a reputable site and what might not be. So these sites are reputable. They're not easily changed. They are trustworthy. They are safe sites for kids as well. So they would be sites like National Geographic Kids, Time for Kids, Dictionary.com, BrainPop.com, PBS.org, or even FactMonster.com. These are sites that I've often directed you to for assignments, or I will direct you to in the future. These sites are not reputable. Wikipedia is not reputable. The reason why Wikipedia is not reputable is because it can be easily changed. Anyone can apply to have a change made to Wikipedia, which means that it might have correct information, but it might not. So if you cite Wikipedia as one of your sources, I'm going to think that the information might not be correct. Blogs are not reputable because they are all about your opinions, not necessarily facts. So opinions are helpful, but people are telling you what they think, not necessarily what is true. Personal websites. Those are a lot like blogs, that they're more about opinions and not necessarily about what is true. There are lots of other options of things that are not reputable. Facebook, Twitter, sites like that are not reputable. However, they might carry news articles from other places that are reputable. So keep that in mind when you are finding information that you might be seeing on social media. Someone's post, by the way, would not be reputable. But if they included an article, then the article itself might be reputable. Okay, so now let's go back over our learning target and our success criteria. Did you learn that you can search for information that you need on the internet safely? I hope so. Can you seek, find, and use reputable websites? Certainly hope so after this lesson. Can you cite information from these reputable websites? Well, we just had a lesson about that in our last little part of our unit there. Your job now is to watch the rest of these videos 3 times following the protocol to take notes. That you will practice searching for information that you need from the internet in a safe way. That you will practice searching and finding reputable websites. And that you will show your learning and mastery on the reputable websites quiz. So finish taking notes, study up, and then take the quiz. Thanks so much for watching and have a great day. Bye now.